Welcome back to Excel with NS. Shout out to Tech It Train. Please like, share, follow Tech It Train on all social media platforms. Let's get right into it. In the previous video, we talked about the workbook and its two main components, which are the ribbon and sheets. We talked about how the ribbon is used to navigate and access command. We talked about how the sheet is made up of columns and rows, which make a cell. Each cell has a unique reference. We can add new sheets and workbook and name them. Functions are predefined formulas. Functions to calculate columns, rows, ranges, and how to delete Excel. We covered a lot in the previous video. In this, we'll be talking about Excel formulas, arithmetics, and operations. First, let's go into the undo function. The undo function lets us reverse an action. Undo is helpful if we regret an action and want to go back to how it was before. Let us see how to use the undo function. Now, to use the undo function, let's say we have Turkish string here. And we've done this, we want to undo it. There are two ways to undo it. First, you use this button on the ribbon. Once you click on this button, it will undo what you have done. You can also use another method to do it, Turkish ring. To undo this, we use the Ctrl Z as well. Either we use this button or use Ctrl Z to undo whatever we've done. You can do letters, words, Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z is faster, I recommend it. Hold down your Ctrl key and click on the Z and it will undo it. I will use this undo button to undo what we've already done. Now let's go to the next part. Notes. You cannot undo things in the file menu, such as deleting a sheet, saving a spreadsheet, or changing options. You can only undo things in our sheet. You cannot undo the entire workbook. We only undo things on our sheet that we have done. We cannot if we've saved, you cannot undo it. Like if it's a new workbook, you cannot undo it. You can only undo what you have done on your spreadsheet. So moving on. Then we have the redo function. The redo function has the opposite effect as undo. It reverses the undo action. Undo is helpful if we regret using redo is helpful if we regret using undo, and the redo command is only available if we have used undo. Now let's create a new sheet. Right drill, Turkish rain, that random words. So with Ctrl Z, we can remove everything. But what if we mistakenly click on Ctrl Z and undo what we've already done? That's where this redo function comes in. The redo function helps you to undo the undo. It helps you to recover what you have already undone, and it's only available, as you can see, once you've redone everything. The redo function ceases to exist, because until you've used undo, you cannot have redo. There's another way other than using this button. You can use Ctrl Y to redo, Ctrl Y to redo what you've already done. So that's that for the redo function. If you hot, then Ctrl Z to undo, then Ctrl Y to redo. Ctrl Z, redo, Ctrl Y, Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Y to redo. So let's move on from that. Formula in Excel is used to do mathematical calculations. Formula always starts with the equals to sign typed in the cell, followed by your calculation. Formulas can be used for calculations such as 1 plus 1, 4 times 4, 6 divided by 3. It can also be used to calculate the values of cells as inputs. Let's try this out. Let's try doing calculations with Excel. So let's have a bunch of random words here: 12, 13, 14, etc. So we want to add this. We want to add 12. We want to divide 12 by 13. Or let's add 12 to 13. Let's start with addition. So we want to add 12 to 13. We use equals to. The equals to sign is important. Without this equals to sign, it will not tell Excel that it's a calculation, it's a formula that requires calculation. So the equals to sign is essential. It is essential. Without the equals to sign, you can't do any calculation. So equals to 12 plus 13, which will give us 25. As you can see on our formula by showing 12 plus 13, the here is calculated and giving us 25. Now let of 13 plus 15, 13 plus 15. As you can see, it did not calculate because the equals to sign was not involved. Until you call the function by adding the equals to sign, it won't run. So as you can see, the equals to makes it calculate. Without that, it's not calculating. So step by step, let's calculate with cells. We've already talked about this in the previous video, so let's talk about calculating with cells and do this. So we want to add cell 1. Okay, let's use the data on our sheet. We already have the data here. So we have 3 data sets: A1 to A5, B1 to B5, and C1 to C5. Now we want to add this. Let's expand our cells so it can contain this. We want to add this. We want to add 100 to 2. 100 plus 2 is going to give us what? How do we add it in Excel? So come to here, you write your equals to function. Remember, your equals to operator is important. Without the equals to, the function will not be called, the formula will not run. Excel will consider it a text, not a calculation. So let's go. A1. I already told you the names of cells. Here's the name bar. The cell A is for the column, 1 is for the row. So the rows are used by indicated by numbers, and the columns by letters. So A1 plus B1. You can use capital letter, you can use small letter, but I prefer using capital letter. It's more visually appealing. So 100 plus 2 will give us 102 here. But now formula is A1 plus B1. That is important to note, that the equals to function is important, and the names of the cells to reference the cells are also important. If you want to add A plus B plus C, if you want to add A plus B plus C, we do this equals to A1 plus B1 plus C. 1 is A1 plus B1 plus C. 100 plus 2 plus 16 give us 118. And that's basically how we add in Excel.